Blood pressure is one of the most important measurements inside your body. Yet most people only think about it when they see numbers on a monitor. Behind those numbers is a highly complex control system that works every second of your life. Your body constantly adjusts pressure to make sure every organ receives enough oxygen and nutrients without damaging delicate blood vessels. This regulation is automatic, precise, and incredibly dynamic. To understand how blood pressure is controlled, you first need to understand what blood pressure actually is. Blood pressure is the force that circulating blood exerts against the walls of your arteries. It depends mainly on two things: how much blood your heart pumps and how narrow or wide your blood vessels are. If the heart pumps more forcefully, pressure increases. If arteries constrict and become narrower, pressure rises. If arteries relax and widen, pressure falls. Your heart acts as a pump. Each time it contracts, it pushes blood into the arteries. The top number in a blood pressure reading, called systolic pressure, represents the pressure when the heart beats. The bottom number, diastolic pressure, represents the pressure when the heart relaxes between beats. Both numbers matter because they reflect how your cardiovascular system is functioning. One of the fastest blood pressure control systems in your body is the baroreceptor reflex. Baroreceptors are special stretch-sensitive nerve endings located mainly in the carotid arteries in your neck and in the aorta near your heart. These receptors constantly monitor how much your artery walls are stretching. When blood pressure rises, artery walls stretch more. When pressure drops, stretch decreases. If blood pressure suddenly rises, the baroreceptors detect increased stretch and send signals to the brainstem, specifically to a region called the medulla oblongata. The brain then responds by decreasing heart rate and reducing the force of heart contractions. It also signals blood vessels to relax. Together, these actions lower blood pressure within seconds. If blood pressure suddenly drops, such as when you stand up quickly, the opposite happens. Baroreceptors sense reduced stretch and alert the brain. The brain increases heart rate, strengthens heart contractions, and causes blood vessels to constrict. This raises pressure quickly and prevents you from fainting. This rapid response system works continuously without conscious control. While the nervous system provides fast adjustments, hormonal systems provide longer-term regulation. One of the most important hormonal systems involved in blood pressure control is the renin angiotensin aldosterone system, often abbreviated as RAS. This system activates when blood pressure drops, blood volume decreases, or sodium levels fall. The process begins in the kidneys. Specialized cells in the kidneys detect reduced blood flow or low sodium concentration. In response, they release an enzyme called renin into the bloodstream. Renin triggers a chain reaction by converting a protein called angiotensinogen, produced by the liver, into angiotensin I. This molecule is then converted into angiotensin II by an enzyme found mainly in the lungs. Angiotensin II is a powerful substance. It causes blood vessels to constrict, increasing resistance and raising blood pressure. It also stimulates the release of a hormone called aldosterone from the adrenal glands. Aldosterone signals the kidneys to reabsorb more sodium and water back into the bloodstream. As water follows sodium, blood volume increases. Higher blood volume means higher blood pressure. Angiotensin II also stimulates the release of antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, from the brain. ADH tells the kidneys to conserve water, further increasing blood volume. Through these combined effects, the RAAS system can restore blood pressure over hours to days. Another key hormone involved in blood pressure regulation is atrial natriuretic peptide, or ANP. This hormone is released by the heart's atria when they are stretched by increased blood volume. ANP has the opposite effect of the RAS system. It promotes sodium and water excretion by the kidneys and relaxes blood vessels. This lowers blood volume and reduces blood pressure. In this way, your body maintains balance between raising and lowering mechanisms. Blood vessel tone plays a crucial role in pressure control. The smooth muscle and artery walls can contract or relax depending on signals from the nervous system, hormones, and local chemical factors. When smooth muscle contracts, vessels narrow, increasing resistance and pressure. When it relaxes, vessels widen, decreasing resistance and pressure. Local control mechanisms also influence blood flow and pressure. Tissues that are active, such as exercising muscles produce substances like carbon dioxide and lactic acid. These chemicals cause nearby blood vessels to dilate, increasing blood flow to meet demand. This local regulation ensures that organs receive appropriate blood supply without drastically disturbing overall pressure. The kidneys are central to long-term blood pressure regulation because they control blood volume. If blood pressure remains high, the kidneys respond by excreting more sodium and water, reducing blood volume and gradually lowering pressure. If pressure remains low, they conserve sodium and water to increase volume. This fluid balance mechanism is essential for stable circulation. Salt intake has a strong influence on blood pressure because sodium affects water retention. When you consume excess salt, your body retains more water to maintain proper concentration. Increased fluid volume raises blood pressure. In healthy individuals, the kidneys can usually compensate. However, in some people, especially those with genetic predisposition, this compensation is less effective, leading to chronic hypertension. Stress also affects blood pressure through the sympathetic nervous system. When you experience stress, your body releases adrenaline and noradrenaline. These hormones increase heart rate and constrict blood vessels, raising blood pressure. This response is useful in short-term emergencies, but can become harmful if stress is constant. Physical activity temporarily raises blood pressure because the heart pumps more blood to meet oxygen demand. However, regular exercise strengthens the heart and improves vessel flexibility. Over time, this lowers resting blood pressure. This is why lifestyle changes are often recommended for managing hypertension. Body position influences pressure as well. When you stand up, gravity causes blood to pool in your lower body. If not corrected, this would reduce blood flow to the brain. The baroreceptor reflex quickly compensates by increasing heart rate and constricting vessels. If this system fails, a person may feel dizzy or faint. Age also affects blood pressure control. As people age, arteries gradually lose elasticity and become stiffer. Stiffer arteries do not expand as easily when the heart pumps, causing systolic pressure to rise. This is one reason why high blood pressure becomes more common with aging. Chronic high blood pressure, or hypertension, can damage blood vessels, the heart, kidneys, and brain over time. The heart must work harder to pump against increased resistance, which can lead to thickening of the heart muscle. Blood vessels may become damaged, increasing the risk of stroke and heart attack. Because hypertension often has no symptoms, it is sometimes called a silent condition. On the other hand, blood pressure that is too low, known as hypotension, can reduce blood flow to vital organs. Severe hypotension can cause shock, a life-threatening condition where organs do not receive enough oxygen. Your body's ability to maintain stable blood pressure despite constant internal and external changes is a remarkable example of homeostasis. Whether you are sleeping, exercising, eating, or experiencing emotional stress, multiple systems work together to maintain balance. At any given moment, nerve signals adjust heart rate within seconds. Hormones fine-tune blood vessel tone over minutes to hours. The kidneys regulate fluid balance over hours to days. These layers of control overlap and support each other, creating a resilient regulatory network. Even breathing influences blood pressure. During inhalation and exhalation, pressure inside the chest changes, affecting blood return to the heart. The cardiovascular system adapts seamlessly to these fluctuations. When you sleep, blood pressure naturally decreases in a pattern known as nocturnal dipping. This allows the heart and vessels to rest. If this dipping does not occur, it may indicate increased cardiovascular risk. Every heartbeat sends a wave of pressure through your arteries. Yet that wave is constantly adjusted to ensure it remains within safe limits. The coordination between heart, blood vessels, kidneys, brain, and hormones happens automatically, without conscious thought. From rapid nerve reflexes to long-term hormonal control, your body maintains blood pressure through an intricate balance of pumping force, vessel resistance, and fluid volume. This control is essential for delivering oxygen to every cell while protecting delicate tissues from damage. Right now, as you read this, your blood pressure is being monitored and adjusted moment by moment. You do not feel the sensors in your arteries. You do not sense hormones circulating. You do not notice your kidneys adjusting fluid levels. Yet all of it is happening continuously. Blood pressure control is not a single process. It is a coordinated symphony of neural signals, hormonal pathways, and organ responses working together to preserve life. Without this precise regulation, even simple activities like standing, thinking, or walking would become impossible.